is 5G going to create new security attack surfaces? Since 5G is going to lead to a greater risk on devices, what do we do about it?
So it's an emergent platform. The first challenge there is we are trying. As 5G providers, I consult with a few of them. We're trying to fortify that. It's got great bandwidth and great configurability. But as people bring their technologies and services to market, the standards and the protocols are still emergent. So organizations like 3GPP or the Internet Engineering Task Force, IETF or ITU, those are the bodies that continue to refine the standards, but we're still in the early days of those standards. They're built on mature predecessors, but we're still in the early days. As the service providers attempt to adopt the standards and adhere to them, it's a moving target. That presents a nascent set of new vulnerabilities. Just like don't buy the first model car, when that car comes out, you don't want to buy the first model because the manufacturer probably has not worked out all the unique details where it hasn't been troubleshot yet. So we are in that early adopter phase of 5G. Another challenge in the 5G space is this concept of slicing and how the actual networks can be manipulated themselves. Now, that we all have the right intent. When we set up our network through a slice, we try to protect it from a cryptographic point of view. But the 5G networks actually have to support layered 4G or legacy protocols on top of that backbone for 4G clients that may be riding on the new 5G network. That means that many of these protocols allow you, again, to negotiate down to what the legacy device may be able to support. So a man-in-the-middle attacker, someone who's actually in that slice, could potentially manipulate the communication, the handshake between the two endpoints, and force the negotiation down to a weaker legacy protocol. And the legacy protocols, the vulnerabilities there are very, very well known, and the adversaries, as we know, continue to attempt to exploit that. So 5G doesn't mean, just because you get onto that 5G backbone, that doesn't mean 5G won't very conveniently negotiate things down to the most convenient level of communication for you, and it's invisible to you as either the app provider or the end user sitting on that mobile device. So 5G itself is nascent and it has great promise, but all of these issues exist. And don't think for a minute that the adversaries aren't themselves setting up test environments to test exactly these vulnerabilities, to look for places where they can exploit the dependency that once the communication exists, it must be secure because it's now over the 5G pipe. Make no assumptions. Let's actually build in additional controls.